most beautiful men in the world. The 5 of us will look like a boy band. I bring them to the stage now in order of importance. Austin, Evan, George, and Nick. Let's sit here. We'll just sit right here. Can we all squeeze in there, or are you too fat? Oh, that's not in my lap again, buddy. Oh, right. Yep. Well, this feels like the hotel room last night all of a sudden. You gonna kneel behind me? I like you guys kneeling. How you guys doing?
Good.
We don't get to Jesus of Lord Jesus. I'm just praying. It's okay. Mondak, why I oughta. Listen, we don't get to meet a lot of these guys. We see the bikes and we always think, wow, these guys are coming. They're competing for $10,000. They're, it's very competitive all the time. You always hear about people tearing each other down in competition and stuff. And it's nice to be able to meet some guys who are truly just friends. And so I want you guys to kind of hear what it's like to be in the motorcycle biz, building motorcycles. So we got George. Ta-da.
From Chaos Cycles.
We got Evan.
Speakeasy Motors.
We got Nick.
Where are you from again?
Maine.
Forever Two Wheels, Maine.
And we got Austin Andrella.
From Austin Martin Originals.
Thank you.
So these guys are unusual in that I think, you see, well, it's kind of awkward to say this. I bash on them all the time. You see the guys on TV like Evan. Evan is actually the lead fabricator. First time you've been introduced that way. Lead fabricator at Orange County Choppers, OCC. And so he's taken, what's that other guy's name? He's not very famous. What's his name?
Rick Petco.
Rick Petco, that's right. That wannabe fabricator. He's out of there. No, we're not going to be. No, Rick is moving on to greener pastures, and now Evan is going to be the lead fabricator there. But he's got his own shop. He works about 100 hours, 120 hours a week working at it. But guys, tell me what you got. What Evan? I'll throw it to you. What makes you, the 4 of you, unique to this competition? What are you guys doing this week?
Well, we all pretty much came out here. We're all custom builders, and we're all competing against each other, but we kind of did it as a team. So we kind of all put our egos aside, and we came out here. We all took a road trip out. It took us 17 hours just to drive here from New York and Maine and Long Island. This guy came from Ohio. He had the short ride. And some of us are competing. We're in the same class, and we're all head on head, but it's like we came here as friends. And it's all healthy competition, and constructive criticism is only going to make you better in the future. That's why we're all here.
Yeah. A lot of times you see guys bashing each other online. It sucks. And these guys aren't into that. It's really nice. Now, here.
We do it to each other's faces instead of online.
Absolutely. Yeah, these guys bash each other into each face. Now, you all have something in common. George, tell us what most of you have in common here. You're here. Oh yeah, let Austin in.
Well, it's not the long flowing hair.
It's not the long flowing hair.
It's definitely not the good looks either.
It's not the good looks. What do you got? What is it now? Your bike's here because of what? No, you've been here before. You won this, didn't you?
No, I wouldn't.
All right. George has won the New York show 5 times, freestyle.
Freestyle 5 times.
Evan, Retro Mod, also in New York, Javits. And I've won the Javits show. And
what about Nick?
Well, I think that's what you're getting at here, the difference.
Oh, Nick hasn't won.
I built a Japanese bike, he built an American bike, and he got second. So.
Oh, yeah. But Nick, one of these things isn't like the others.
Apples
but
and
the
oranges.
smell of success happens over in this area. But Nick, you seem to be a nice young man.
Well, Austin normally builds Japanese style bikes, and I'm on a really bad losing streak. So I'm thinking this year it's so long fried rice. Hello Fried Chicken.
You're gonna, yeah, there you go. So now, what did you guys? Tell us what you brought to the show, though, for us.
I brought a 1963 panhead that I built this past summer. It was a quick little build I had to do for a show in Las Vegas. It's just full-on custom bike. We did a lot of hand engraving, metal shaping, metal flake.
Metal flake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful bike. So,
True cupcake, for sure.
Yeah. So, Austin, what did you bring?
I know I told you we had an agreement and I'd wear this hat, but
But you got to show off those
No,
beautiful
no.
Jesus.
I borrowed
ones.
this from Owen's daughter.
Oh yeah, you got it, because somebody might take a picture. Doubt it.
I built a 1969 Triumph for a buddy of mine in Akron. Full custom. It's in the retro mod class, anything over 25 years and older.
All right. And what did you bring?
I brought two of my bikes. One is a 74 Honda Cafe Racer, and the one in the championship is it's an 81 XS650 kind of board tracker-ish style bike, leaf spring front end. Everything is store-bought, nothing is handmade at all.
Oh yeah.
It's all bolt-on
All,
parts,
all
I
bought
promise.
from J&P
Promise.
Cycles. Yeah, all bolt-on parts. I believe that.
Yep.
Now,
I actually bought it on eBay.
I know you did. Now that bike is super cool and special to me because when you brought it out to the show in New York, what's the name of the bike?
Ethel
And what number plate is on it?
is 29. I named the bike after my grandmother, who was born in 1929,
And my roommate.
and your roommate. All right.
And your grandmother was there, and when you won, she got to come up on stage and really be a part of
She
that.
told me the whole time. She said, "I'm gonna give you $100 if you win, but if you don't win, I'm not giving you $1." And she gave me $100.
Well, there you go. So it was an extra $100. And what did you bring to the show?
I brought like a drag bike that we took an iron head, cut the transmission off of it, put some shovel head cylinders in it, a lot of S&S goodies inside of it. Something that was going to really rev high. Long Island's really well known for iron head drag racers, and I wanted to kind of pay tribute to the guys in the past, like Bob Spina, record setters.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it can't be ugly, so, metal flake it, cupcake it up. And,
Oh, yeah. You got to bring the cupcakes if you're going to win the money, don't you, huh?
yeah.
So,
And I also brought my son Devin here.
Devin,
He's
all
grown up
right,
in this
Devin.
industry. Everybody who's been around me knows he's with me all the time.
Devin couldn't get in a bar last night because he's wearing camo pants. They didn't think he had a body from the waist down, apparently. I don't know what that was about.
Lead fabricator at Chaos Cycles.
The lead fabricator there. Now, you guys, tell me a little bit about how you guys got to know each other. I mean, you guys don't live in the same area. How do builders get to know each other?
Well, we use a tool called Instagram. It's free, and you can show your work daily on everything you're making, so it's pushing other people. And it's good to get, like he said, constructive criticism from guys that are doing it, West Coast, East Coast, and different styles. But we all met in person in the Javits Center in New York, and just hit it off.
Just this year.
And it's being around like-minded people that do the same thing day in and day out, and that's how it is. It's
Yeah.
like a brotherhood, kind of.
Now, and how many of you've got a full-time job. What do you do other than build bikes?
I'm a union sprinkler fitter. It's nationwide, local, so I travel a lot for that also.
So, but now do the others of you, are you just all full-time at your shops? Nick, tell me about your shop.
I build like bikes and do things and stuff. We do a lot of service work and working on them V-twin Harleys. Everybody's around, home's away, Maggie got to ride around, pick up those girls,
You're making fun of me for moving from the South?
Yeah.
You little son of a bitch. I'll get you. So now you have a full-time shop. Tell me about your shop, but you also work full-time.
Right. So my daily routine is I work full time at OCC Monday to Friday. So I'll get up around 6. I get to work at 7. I work till 3:30. I come home at 4. I work till about 10 o'clock every night. So my usual work day is like 7 to 10, Monday to Friday, and then Saturday, Sundays. Somehow I just bought a house recently. I maintain that, and I also have a really happy girlfriend somehow between that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Balance.
Yeah. So it's great. Yeah, it works out great, but
That's
it's
good.
busy. Yeah, so at my shop, I also do car restoration. I'm working on a couple antique Porsches for a customer in China, so that's a pretty cool project, something new and different for me. It's kind of like a breath of fresh air. And I was telling him before that the way I found out how to make money at building motorcycles is to work on cars.
That's the
That's
truth.
why I do that.
That's the truth. Everybody busts my balls all the time. I was like, why don't you ever build any bikes anymore? And I'm like, because cars pay more and I've got bills. So that's it. Now, George, what about Chaos? That's full time for you.
Yeah, I've been full time there for, well, I own it, but I opened up 10 years ago, and I worked a day job for the first 3 or 4 years, and then full time ever since. And full time is, if I ain't sleeping, I'm working. That's really all it is.
Yeah. It's a tough racket trying to make money in the custom bike world. You see these bikes. And the other thing is, I know I got a shop. Well, now it's in Iowa, and people are always like, man, you don't show bikes, you don't build bikes. You get a lot of money tied up in these. I was talking to a cat, Larry Moore. He's got 1,000 hours, labor hours, in the last show bike that he built. At $100 an hour for fab work, all of a sudden you're looking at $100,000 sitting there. Yeah, it's a lot. And plus, you got to buy the parts and everything. This is really a labor of love. It's not, a lot of people say, oh, I could do that. But it's tough. This is a passion. Wouldn't you say? Do you think it's tough to make money in the motorcycle world?
It's tough to make money if you're thinking you're going to go out there and be the next Jesse James or something like that. If you're smart and you realize, hey, I make more money doing oil changes and full services, and leave the passion, the hobby. It's still a hobby to me because I do it at night.
Right.
I do quite a few builds for customers, but I approach it like it's a hobby because it's not really making me money. It's what drives me to do what I'm doing. But you know what? In the same time I do one bike build, I figured it out. I could do, what is it, altogether, I figured out I'd make about $80,000 in oil changes in the same time it takes to build a bike.
So you're not going to make money building motorcycles and selling them. You got to figure out, you're going to do cars, you're going to have another job. Now, Evan, do you do service work there?
That's Nick. He's not
Nick,
as good looking as me.
I meant Nick. You two resemble each other so much.
Well, obviously Maine is the farthest state.
It's
in
the
United
epicenter of the
States.
world.
Yeah, Maine. Maine. There's a lot of snow up there, and nobody's really riding motorcycles, so it's really hard. Like the summertime's really the only time you make money, and everybody's always kind of like nickel and diming you. And the real thing is a lot of people spend like a lot of money at the dealership, and the dealership always does, certain things for the dealership, and they always don't seem to like overlook things that normal custom bike builders or other shop owners do, that they put a lot of time in. They have passion about the motorcycles and all that. So, it's really tough. And
yeah, cold weather climates. That's a tough go. So, if you're thinking about getting into the custom motorcycle world, unless you're like John, who also has a modeling career on the side, he plays the part of a leprechaun part of the year. Oh, had to do the redhead. Oh, I said it. He's a soulless bastard. I love that guy, though. He builds it. But it's hard to make money in that business. So if you guys were going to leave with one note, if you were going to give some advice to people that are thinking, man, I'd really like to build a custom motorcycle from scratch, what would it be? Starting with Nick.
You're putting us on the spot like that.
Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot.
That's a big
If somebody was going to build a bike, what would you tell them?
Google is a great tool. YouTube, do a lot of research. Find somebody in your area that can, guide you a little bit, because a lot of people don't realize the steps in figuring out or making parts. They bring stuff to you, and there's a certain order things have to go together. So a lot of guys don't realize that.
Nick's ready now.
you really got to get out and do it. You will literally probably make 3 times the amount of stuff just to do that right piece. I've made so many things, and luckily I got to use it on other bikes, but I've spent so many hours in making just one part, and then just to mess it up in a lathe and just sling it right out across the shop into a million pieces. And yeah, you got to learn from your mistakes, and you really just got to get out and do it. You can watch it all day on YouTube. I've watched people play instruments on YouTube all the time, and I couldn't get up and play with these kids. There's no way. And they're half my age.
It's just practice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just you got to keep doing it.
Yeah. You got to get out and do it.
I would say just don't be afraid to fail. Like Nick said, so many gas tanks. Every gas tank I make, just progressively it'll get better and better and better. But the first few were like, it was like I needed to like buy stock in Bondo because they were terrible. But now I could build a full tank from aluminum, you know, and metal finish it. But it's like, to get to that process, there's so many that you have to throw out. And it's like, it's so hard to overcome that. You put all this time and money and effort into the materials, and you can't replace time, but
Yeah.
to throw it out, but you're gaining the knowledge. So each time you do it is just going to get progressively better. And pretty much exactly what we're doing is don't make this like a competition where it's like, you know, animosity between everybody. Make it, don't let your ego get in the way of building bikes. Work as a team together, you know, because we're all learning from each other, just hanging out. I mean, you know how bad it is and terrible it is to sleep in the same room as these men?
Oh, I can't imagine.
Traumatic.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of testosterone.
Yeah.
Oh, I
With
know.
hair
How do you
like-
keep
yeah,
your
with hair
hands
like
off
that?
each other? How do you keep your hands off each other?
It smells as good as it looks.
Oh, I bet. So, George, what about you? What advice are you going to throw out there for the next builder?
Basically, a lot like what Evan said. When you come to these competitions, everybody wants to win. I'm competitive, and you know I enjoy beating Nick, and you know everybody enjoys beating Nick. And it's fun. It's good fun. But truth of the matter is, come here because you want to learn from the other guys. This is an industry where there's really no school to teach you what's going on. On a motorcycle, there's so many different kinds of artwork and techniques that you have to learn. We need to teach each other. So if you're here to win a trophy, or you want to be the guy who's the big guy at the end of the row or whatever, you're not here for the right reason. The right reason is to learn from the other guys and to move on, and then share it with the next generation.
Absolutely. Very good. I like that. Austin wants to say something else because he likes to talk.
I would say just don't get discouraged. You're gonna fail, like they said, and it drives you. You know what I mean? Like, that's what drives me, is the challenge of figuring stuff out, because I don't know everything. So I build Yamahas, Triumphs, Ironheads, Evos. So you just have to do your research and rely on other people when you have questions.
Absolutely.
And not have too much pride to approach another builder because, you know, you think you're too good to ask them a question or some guidance. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, guys, I'm going to bring another fella up here. I appreciate you hanging out with
That's
me.
all the time we have?
That's all the time you got. I got somebody important to come up, a guy that really makes a lot of money. I got a rich guy I'm bringing up here now. Richard Rawlings from oh, no, it's not. He just looks like him. He hates that, but your dad likes it, so shut up. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, these are some of our champions from around the country. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Now get the hell off my stage.